This is Dan from The Verge, and I'm taking a look at the new Galaxy S7 and Galaxy S7 Edge from Samsung. These are Samsung's flagship phones for this year. S7 is a 5.1-inch display, so that's the same size as last year, but the back has been curved, so it's a little bit more comfortable to hold. But the bigger change is with the S7 Edge. It's now a 5.5-inch screen. It still has that dual curved edge display, but the back has a slight curve to it as well to make it more comfortable to hold and easier to pick up off a table. The bigger screen is still in a compact size. You can see this is a pretty small phone. It's not much bigger than the 5.1-inch S7, and it makes it a lot easier to use in one hand and to slip in and out of your pocket, and yet still gives you a really big display. The display itself is obviously Samsung Super AMOLED technology. It's got a QHD resolution. You can see here on the back the camera has been trimmed down a lot, so doesn't stick out as much as it used to. It's a 12-megapixel camera this year, so it's a new sensor, and Samsung says that the autofocus system has been greatly improved, as well as low light capture. It's a brighter lens, larger pixels for better low light capabilities. The big change here is obviously you can now put a micro SD card slot in, and these new phones are now also water resistant, up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. So those are two big changes from last year's phone. Inside, the devices that will be sold here in the US are going to be running Qualcomm Snapdragon 820, whereas Samsung will use its own Exynos processor elsewhere. It's running Android 6.0 Marshmallow. It's got Samsung's touch-based skin on top of it. Of course, supports Samsung Pay, quick charge or fast charging, wireless fast charging, all of those features that have become kind of standard on Samsung devices. The one thing that's been updated for the S7 Edge is the new Edge panel here. It's larger, you can see more detail, you can get more information. One other feature that Samsung's added is a new always-on display, so you can see the time on the screen itself. It's not a wake-up or anything like that, it's just always on the screen. Samsung says that the S7 and S7 Edge will be available on all carriers here in the US, and you can expect them to hit stores on March 11th, and the pricing should be roughly about the same as last year.